Hey, Goddess, welcome back. This is Andrea with You Are Mind, Body, Soul, where I guide goddesses to bridge the mind, body, and soul through psychosomatic education, consciousness reconditioning, and goddess alchemy. I work with divine feminine energy. Welcome, welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. I always want to remember to say that just so that this message gets out to as many goddesses as possible. Today, we're going to talk about energy clearing. And energy clearing is really important because as women, as divine feminine beings, we are watery beings, we are emotional beings. And coming into the goddess frame of mind, when you're talking about goddess energy, we are incorporating all of our parts. So there is the balance of the masculine, the feminine, which is connected to our divinity, and there are many other aspects. But the thing about emotions is it serves as a conduit system for all of these. And further, we are about 75% water. So the amount of water in our cells and in our bodies makes us very fluid beings. And as women, this is even more important because within our bodies, we have multiple different channels and locations in our physical and in our goddess astral body. We have different locations where we hold a lot of energy. But without even going into the deeper level of the energetic body, just in the physical body alone, if you look at our design and how we are created, we have our womb, which is a receptacle. We have our heart space, which is a receptacle. We have breasts, which hold a lot of energy. We have our throat space, which is a reflection of the womb. And the list goes on. So there is our physical body that is a reflection of our energetic body. And then we also have multiple other energetic bodies. And when you are a woman, you are more open. You're more open to receiving. And it's important for us to recognize that it's easy to receive energy that is not ours. Okay. So when it comes to energy clearing, the first way to get really good at energy clearing, especially if you are an empath, which I'm an empath, you want to start to bring awareness and have a conversation with what energy is yours and what energy is not yours. And what this is a part one training for a added module that I'm creating for the Mind Body Soul 14-day reset program, which is for goddesses to help you get yourself together nutritionally, to develop a relationship with your energetic bodies, as well as to reset your mind and your spirit. Okay, so for this training, what I want to talk about, first of all, is understanding the difference between your energy and other people's energy, or not really understanding from a mental aspect, but understanding from an energetic aspect. Because we're so open and receptive, and different aspects of our design leave us open to being affected by external energy, we want to start to learn how to recognize energetically with our spirit and with our mind where that line is drawn. So an easy way to do this, just to get started with the practice, and it's something that I've been using for many years, and it grew to be extremely useful for me, especially once I moved to New York. So originally, some of you know, I'm from Florida, and I moved into New York, into the concrete jungle. And at the time, I was going through a massive expansion of energy where I was psychically expanding, and I was collecting and receiving, and I had this awareness of many people's energy surrounding me. I didn't have the buffer of the ocean or the forest. Like, it was just very concrete. And it was as if the energy of other people that other people were projecting was like bouncing off of the concrete, and me being an open, wide open receptacle, not really completely understanding how to, do astral hygiene, which is what this whole thing is about. I was being really, really affected by it. So All you need to do is super easy, and I recommend doing this multiple times a day, especially if you're sensitive, is just close your eyes. And once you get good at it, you don't even have to close your eyes. You're going to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, okay? And as you take those breaths, I want you to start to feel into your own energy. And a great way to do this is to start to imagine your breath as a field of energy that rises and falls with your inhales and with your exhales. And as your energy rises and falls, you're going to feel it like a blanket surrounding yourself. And as you connect it with your breath, you'll see that you can strengthen this blanket of energy with the intention of your breath. This is your energy. This is your body. And I want you to ask yourself to be surrendered to whatever it is you're feeling, whether it be something on the positive end of the spectrum or something more on the challenging end of the spectrum. It is your energy. It is beautiful energy. And you are safe in your own body and in your own energy, regardless of what comes up. Now, from here, you're going to imagine that your breath creates a giant bubble of pearly white light surrounding you. And this light can expand out anywhere between 6 to 12 feet outside of you. And this white, pearly, iridescent bubble creates a safe bubble of energy around you that buffers you, and it shields you from external energies. And you're going to take a few more deep breaths, sitting with the presence of this bubble, letting it fill you and letting it surround you. And then you're going to shrink that bubble so that the force field is a little bit smaller, so that your energy is not too far open and expansive, so that you can be aware of your energetic field around you. And know that anytime you feel uncomfortable in an experience or a situation that you know is external to you, you can activate this shield of white pearly light, and it will protect you and shield you and serve as a healthy buffer of energy for you. So you can go ahead and open your eyes, come into the space. I'll have a drink. And just like that, you have established boundary between your own energy, yourself, and external energies. Because we're always surrounded by vibrations. Everything is vibration. Everything that appears to be matter is just a more denser manifestation of energy. And everything that is energy that we can't see is a lighter manifestation of material. So energy and material are the same thing. They just fall on different ends of the spectrum of solidity, which means that it requires us to use different tools to become aware and cognizant of these things. And when we are working with our emotions, the next step is practicing non-judgment. So when we are practicing non-judgment in response to the emotions that we are having, we are then able to really be present and to be clear about what we are experiencing in our bodies. Having an emotional response to something is the one of the hallmark experiences of being human. Our emotions are the way in which we interact with the world. And it informs our body system, it informs our mental system about what is happening, which is why you can experience an emotion without having to worry about or not having to process it mentally. All you know is that you're having an emotional response. Let's say something made you incredibly happy. And you start to laugh, you start to smile, you feel the warmth coming into your heart, and you don't know how to express it. You don't need to express it or identify it intellectually. You just know it feels good. And what we want to do is, regardless of what those feelings are, especially as women, holding down and elevating the divine feminine frequency on this planet, which is what we do on this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. We want to honor our emotions, no matter how messy or how rough they are, or how good and how joyous they feel. We want to honor those with internal presence and internal surrender. And I know a lot of women that don't feel comfortable with doing this. And that is why oftentimes we find ourselves numbing out so that we don't have to experience, especially challenging emotions. We numb ourselves and we don't want to feel it because of the avoidance of the pain that it brings up. But when we can take the ego mind, the intellect out of the experience of an emotional response, we are practicing non-judgment and we are letting that energy move through us. Because whatever energy you don't allow to move through you is going to get trapped inside of your body. And that is why this is a part of understanding how to be emotionally clear, how to clear yourself emotionally. Because if we're not regularly clearing ourselves, then this energy is going to get trapped and it accumulates in the form of energetic blockages, which again become material manifestations of disease and illness. For every disease that we experience in our body, and this is scientifically researched, there is a lot of research that has been done linking emotions and energy to illness and disease. So for every physical disease that we are experiencing, there is an emotional, which is energy in motion, an emotional link to that disease. And when we don't move the energy, it accumulates and it stagnates, just like stagnating dirty water that holds microbes and disease. The same thing happens in our body on an energetic level. So we must be lucid. We must be clear with ourselves and what we are experiencing. I read a quote in a book that I read recently where I'm probably going to botch this, but it says something to the effect of, I carried something for 10 years because I didn't want to face the pain. And when I sat with it for 10 minutes and I allowed myself to experience the fullness of this pain, it was resolved. And this is how trauma in the body works and disease accumulation. In order for something to be healed, we have to have the courage to address it. And I feel like somebody needs to hear that message right now, because you're holding this in your body and your body doesn't deserve this. Your body is ready to release that. And you can give your body permission to heal. Only you can give your body permission to heal. Yes, you can go to a doctor to cure something. You could take a pill, you can get a surgery, you can do this, that, and the third, but healing is deeper than the physical body. Healing is energetic, it is emotional, it is ancestral, it is genetic, it is deep. And when you heal, you're not passing this on to your offspring. You are not leaking your energy and depleting yourself. You are full, you are whole, you are balanced, and you're showing up in life at your best and at your healthiest. So I want to ask you to give yourself permission to have the courage to face your emotions and to face your energy and to allow it to be purged. Purging can come in many forms. It can come in the form of tears. It can come in the form of, so that's water. It can come in the form of sound, yelling. It can come through your womb with your monthly moon cycle. It can come in many forms. Recognize when your body is asking you to purge something. Only we can say for certain what is going on through the wisdom that is encoded in our body. And as women, we have so much wisdom that is encoded within us, that this society, this masculine-driven, dualistic, warring society has taught us to ignore. There's so much wisdom that we have carried through the existence of our being as feminine beings. And it's only recent where we have relied on a masculine medical system to give us the answers for these things. And I'm not saying don't consult a doctor. That's, you know, I don't want to say it's common sense, but go see your doctor, but also respect, honor, and have the courage of the wisdom in which your body and what you are being infused with and what you are being encouraged to listen to. Okay. So let's see what else I have here, because y'all know I have my notes as usual. Okay. So I want you to think of your body as an instrument. And when you have an instrument, you need to tune it. So when I was younger, I played the piano, and every now and then the piano man would show up to the house and he would tune the piano, because within the piano, there are not just the keys that we see, there are the connections that ensure that the tones of the sound of the music in which we are playing come out the way that they are supposed to, that they are harmonic, that they are harmonized. So with your body being an instrument in the same way, your manifestations and how you show up and how you experience life in your body and in your mind, we are also an instrument. And the sound that your instrument emanates, the music that you play, is the beauty that you are creating in your life. And so when we energy clear by practicing non-judgment, by recognizing what energy is ours, what energy is not ours, and learning how to release that extra energy, which in the course I have several ways. I have a whole module on ways in which you can release, which is like crying, yelling, grounding, so many ways in which you can release energy. These are all a part of the maintenance of your instrument so that you can play in the tune and the harmony in which you were always meant to be playing in. All right. So energy clearing is super important. We want to have that awareness. And in the course, I'm going to go over a very specific process of energy clearing that is just made a big difference in my life. And with this process, what it does is it teaches you how to identify specifically an emotion, how to recognize where that emotion is in your body, and how to release it. And then on the converse, because we are all receptacles, there are open portals in our body, open spaces inside of our energetic and physical bodies. I teach you how to refill those places energetically. So when you empty things out, you're creating space for more energy, positive energy, something better, something higher, and you fill yourself with that. So in the course, I'm going to teach you how to do both of those things. This feels like it kind of ended up being an intense video. I hope that these messages were clear for you and that you got something out of it. Is there anything else I want to say before I go along the lines of energy clearing? You got to join the course. I am providing you with over a decade of information, practices, and wisdom that I have experienced firsthand and how it has changed my life, how I have healed from diseases of the mind, diseases of the body, diseases of the spirit. I'm giving you valuable information. And when you jump in on the course at this level and at this stage, you are going to be grandmothered into any upgrades that I put into the course, because my intent is to keep the course fresh and to be constantly putting new nutritional information, new menu plans, new meditations, new journaling exercises, new transmissions where we just talk about the energetics of being a goddess and keeping that vibration high. So I hope that you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. One love. Mwah.